Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this look was requested on Instagram after I posted it when I'm filming it's probably last week, but when it goes up it's probably a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, I posted this look and I had so much amazing feedback from it and you guys just loved it, and lots of people wanted me to recreate it for my YouTube channel, so this is it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and come and join my little YouTube family. You can also follow me on Instagram. I will link all of my other handles down below, and I will also link my most recent video down below as well. As always, all of the products will be listed in the description box. If you have any alternatives that you guys love, please pop them down in the comments so I can take a look at them. I love trying new products. I love finding new things, especially when it's to do with colour or glitter. If you want to learn how to create this look, stay tuned. Okay, so I've already primed and set this eye with a bone coloured eyeshadow. And the first eyeshadow I'm going to use is this one right here. This one is called Hype and it's by Illamasqua. So it's just a really bright canary yellow. And I'm taking that on a Zoeva 221 brush. I look really weird right now, like very squinty. And I'm just placing that all the way through the crease and blowing it out towards the brow bone as well. So just continuing to put the yellow shade into the crease, making sure you build it up so it's nice and bright. And I'm taking it right into the inner corner as well. So the next shade I'm going to take is this one right here from the Urban Decay Electric palette, and it's called Thrash. And I've taken that on a Zoeva 224 brush, so this is just like a very small blending brush. And I'm just taking that, overlapping where we put that first yellow shade, but not covering it completely. And this is going to help to give it that lime green effect. And then I'm just going back in with that first brush that we used with the yellow on it, and I'm just using that to blend out the edges and to make sure we keep that nice yellow edge. So once you're happy with the first transition shades, then we're going to move on to the slightly darker shades. So I'm taking my Zoeva 231 brush and I'm taking this shade right here. This one is called Dirty Martini and it's by Makeup Geek. So it's like a nice dark like khaki green. And I'm just applying that just very close to the crease and taking it just down onto the lid a little bit. And then I'm going back in with that Zoeva 224 with the lime green shade and just using that to blend out the edges. Because the lid is so dark on this colour, you really have to keep going back in and layering your colours up to make sure that they still pop when you have the black all over the lid. Sometimes colours can get a little bit swallowed up by the colour on the lid if they aren't blended out far enough. And I feel like that sometimes can ruin a look when you've worked so hard to blend all of those other colours first. So to start on the lid, I'm going to lay down a base first. So I'm going to be using the Illamasqua sketch stick, and it's just like a big chunky crayon. And this is the shade Haze, and it looks like this. So it's like a twist up pencil. And they're really nice because they don't really crease when they're on the lid, but they're really easy to blend out. So I literally just colour it on just all over the lid, really roughly. Just like that. And then I'm going to take a synthetic Morphe brush, and this one is the E17. This is from the Elite collection, the first Elite collection, so I think these ones are discontinued now, but they do have the Elite 2 collection. So it's probably a really similar brush to this, but it's just like a very short blending brush, so it's quite stiff. Because I don't want to blend the product away completely, I literally just want to blend those edges out. So once the edges are blended out enough, I'm going to go back in with that Dirty Martini shade and the same brush, so the 231, and I'm just going to go right along the edges and almost like set the edges and start to blend them out. So what I'm doing is pressing the product on first. And then I'm using really tiny circular motions just to diffuse those edges. So once you have blended in the Dirty Martini shade, I'm going to go back in with a little bit of the Thrash shade and go straight over the top of that just to blend it out. Like I said, you want to keep layering these colours to make sure they pop. And then I'm going to go back in with the yellow and my Zoeva 221 brush, and I'm just going to go right along the edge, just really lightly, just to make sure that yellow is still present. Now to really darken up the lid, I'm going to take this Urban Decay, it's just a dual-ended brush from the Electric palette, and I'm just taking the flat side, and I'm taking a black eyeshadow. So this one is called Obsidian, and it's by Illamasqua. This is one of the blackest eyeshadows I've used. Yeah, and it's just really nice. It's very matte, very, very black, very dark, and it doesn't have tons of fallout either, which is good. So I'm just pressing that over that cream base that we laid down, and just really setting it onto the lid. So once you've got the black laid down, I'm going to go back in with my Zoeva 231 brush and a bit of the Dirty Martini shade. And I'm just blending that black out again into the crease. And using the green in the crease to blend out the black, it's just going to help to prevent the black from travelling up too far. So if I was using a black to blend out black, it would just get way too dark. The black would be coming like right up here, and it would just get really messy. But because I really want this sort of like green hue, using like a very dark green to blend out the black is just going to keep it all fluid. It's going to make it all look like one sort of flow of colour rather than like steps of colour, you know what I mean? And then I'm going back in with my Zoeva 224 brush with a little bit of the Thrash shade, and again blending straight over those edges to make sure that blend is nice and smooth. And then again back in with the yellow and the Zoeva 221 brush and just going straight over the edges of that again. Then what I'm going to do is just take a clean brush, and I'm going to do this on both eyes because I didn't do it on this one. I'm literally just going to go really lightly, like I'm barely touching the skin, just right along the edge of that, just to make sure the colour is nice and diffused up into the brow bone. Now I'm just going to tightline my upper waterline using the Marc Jacobs highliner in the shade Blacker. It's just the black one. It's a waterproof gel eye pencil, so it's really good for in the waterline because it doesn't budge. I'm also going to take that same pencil, and if there's any sort of like gaps in the lash line, I'm literally just going to push it in there, and that will just help to make sure there are no gaps in between the lashes, and it will help to make the false lashes look more seamless. So now I'm just going to apply a coat of mascara to my top lashes, and I'm just using the Perversion by Urban Decay, which is actually getting pretty dry now and I really need to get another one. So the lashes I'm using are these ones right here. These are the Eldora M112 lashes. These are synthetic, but they're multi-layered, and for synthetic lashes, these are really, really fluffy. They look really fluffy at the outer corner, which I love. Recently I've been loving mink and silk lashes just because I love that sort of fluffy look. So now we're going to do the fun bit, and I'm going to apply the little star to the center of my lid on this eye. So I'm just taking the NYX Cosmetics, I don't want to drop this, the NYX Cosmetics Clearly Liquid Glitter Base, and I'm just taking it on a MAC 209 brush, which is like disgusting right now. Like, I've cut this up so many times. Like, can you see those edges? Fucking nasty, but it's good for stuff like this. So I'm just dipping my brush in just literally the tip of it so I can get a tiny bit on there, and then I'm going to apply that just to the center of my lid, trying to line it up with where the star is on the other eye. And then I'm just wiping the excess off my brush, and because that'll still be tacky, I can then pick up a star off the side because I've spilled them all over my table, which is annoying. And then I've just got it on the end of the brush, and I'm just gonna pop that onto where we put the glue, and then I'm just gonna take the tip of my finger and just press it down. So now we're gonna move on to skin. So I'm gonna apply my Marc Jacobs coconut primer, and I'm just going to apply that with my fingertips. I'm just doing about half a pump. I was using a full pump before and it's just too much, so I'm just warming that up in my fingertips and pressing it into my skin, and I'm mainly focusing it on the center of my face. For foundation, because this is quite a heavy look, I want to go fairly full coverage. So what I'm going to do is mix my Marc Jacobs foundation with my Too Faced. So this one's a matte finish, this one's more of a dewy satin finish. Obviously with dry skin, I can't wear mattes on their own, like I have to mix them with something else. I'm going to roll the stick off on my hand so it equals probably one pump if it had a pump. And then I'm going to do one pump of the Too Faced. And the colours are pretty similar. So in the Too Faced I am light beige, and in the Marc Jacobs foundation I'm 29, which is bisque golden. And I'm going to apply those with my beauty blender. So I'm just going to spritz it with a little bit of setting spray. Make sure it's nice and damp. And I'm going to mix those together on the back of my hand, and I'm going to go straight in. And if you're new to my channel, we all know by now that I wear a foundation that is darker than my skin and way more olive than the skin on my face. I tend to have a lot of redness, so I like to wear a more olive based foundation just because my body is fairly olive toned. Like, it's not super tan, but I definitely have more olive skin than pink skin. So now I'm going to move on to concealer. I'm using my MAC Prolong Concealer in the shade NC20. And I'm just going to apply that with a flat synthetic brush. And then I'm just going to blend that out with my beauty blender. And before I apply my second concealer and set it, I'm going to go in and finish off my under eye just so I don't get any sort of like fallout that I can't clean up. So I'm just going to take a sort of like fluffy shader brush with the yellow shade, the first shade that we used. I'm just going to run that right along my lower lash line. And then I'm going back in with my Zoeva 224 brush with the Thrash shade. Once we've done that, I'm going to take a little bit of the Dirty Martini shade on a Morphe M503 brush. 503? M506 brush, sorry. And I'm going to run that right along the lash line. And I'm trying to keep this one closer to the lash line. I don't want to bring it down as far as I brought down the other two shades. And then I'm going to line my waterline with the black eyeliner that I used earlier. And then I'm going to take a pencil brush. So this is the Zoeva 230 brush. And I'm just going to take a little bit more of that Dirty Martini shade. And I'm going to really work that in between my lashes to blend out that black eyeliner. And then going in with the same brush and a tiny little bit of the black eyeshadow. And then just to tie that all in, I'm going back in with the Thrash shade and just blend it over it one last time. So now I'm going to do my second concealer. And this is the Marc Jacobs Remedy Concealer Pen in the shade 2, which is called A Wake Up Call. And I literally just pop this in the hollows. And this one I just use because it's got a slightly peachier undertone. So it helps to just colour correct a little bit. And then I go back in with my beauty blender. Make sure it's nice and damp. And just blend that out. And then to set that, I'm just going to take my Eldora Mercier translucent powder. And I'm just going to set that. So now I'm just going to apply the little stars underneath my eyes. And I'm looking down into the mirror so I can see exactly where the stars are on my lid. Now I'm just going to apply some mascara to my lower lashes. So now I'm going to highlight. I'm going to use the Glow Kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm just using it on a Morphe M510 brush. So I'm going to take the shade Sunray. So I'm spraying my brush as well just to make it a little bit more intense. And now I'm going to apply the shade White Sand. And I've just sprayed one side of my face to make sure it's nice and like tacky. The glow from this glow palette is insane, especially when you use them a little bit wet. Amazing. Amazing. And then just to be extra, I'm going to apply a little bit of Snow as well, which is the white one. So I'm just going to spray it all over and just apply a tiny little bit of Snow just right at the top of my cheekbones. Then I'm just going to dust away the powder that I baked with. And now I'm going to apply some highlighter to my nose and my Cupid's bow with just my fingertips. So I'm just going to use White Sand. So now I'm just going to apply a tiny little bit of blush, and this is the Marc Jacobs Air Blush. And this one is called Lined and Last Night. And I'm just going to go mainly from the lighter side, because I'm not a big blush person, as all of you will already know. So now I'm going to use the same brush that I use my blush, and it's just the Marc Jacobs blush brush. And I'm going to bronze up my skin. Now I'm going to go in and define my contour with my NYX Pro Highlight Contour Palette. And I'm just taking this NARS brush, which my friend told me the name of it the other day, but I can't but it's the bamboo one anyway. Now I'm going to do a light contour on my nose using the Marc Jacobs concealer brush and the contouring duo. So then I'm just going to wipe the excess off my brush. I'm going to take the more sort of like softer side and I'm just going to blend that out. Then really lightly I'm just going to get my beauty blender from my foundation and I'm literally just going to lightly go over the sides so it doesn't look so crazy. We're almost done, kids. We're almost done. So to line my lips, I'm going to take this eyebrow pencil that I used on my brows. And I'm just going to really lightly outline my lips. I'm going to fill that in with this lipstick from Illamasqua, which is called Naked. Okay guys, that is the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new and really cool today. If you did, let me know in the comments down below and let me know also what you want to see next and I'll get that filmed for you as soon as I can. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you want to be notified when my new videos go up, make sure you click the little bell icon as well and that will give you alerts for when my videos go live. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this look. Also, if you recreate it, please tag me on Instagram because I really want to see your recreations. Let me know what sort of looks you want to see as well, whether you want me to do more natural looks, whether you want me to do more colour looks, more dark looks, more grungy, more summery. Let me know what you guys want to see and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching and I will be back really soon with another video. Bye guys!